Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Generals, thank you for being here today. General Kurilla, as you know, the United States must take a firm stance against Iran and its proxies. This is essential to get Iran to back down and stop its barbaric and destabilizing activities in the Middle East. But how we achieve that goal, it's important as achieving it in the first place. Europe and the Middle East are at war. The Indo-Pacific looks like it may not be far behind. So if we're going to avoid a war in the Indo-Pacific, then we must defend U.S. interests in other theaters without using up capabilities that are needed to deter China. So we know that long-range missiles like Tomahawks will be needed to deter or defeat Chinese aggression. Other things like air and missile defenses will be equally vital. We also know that based on DoD and CENTCOM's public statements, that CENTCOM is using significant numbers of all these capabilities in its ongoing operations. So, General, are you concerned that CENTCOM's use of these capabilities, such as critical munitions, air and defense missiles, and the like, is coming at the expense of America's ability to deter China? I know not in your AOR, but the materials you use may be of concern.
I'm concerned with defending our soldiers, sailor, airmen, and Marines and Coast Guardsmen out there right now. What I would encourage is that our defense industrial base ramps up production of these systems. I would like cheaper systems that we can use that are just as effective, things like directed energy and other systems that can bring down the wind. But there's only one thing that can bring down a ballistic missile right now from a ship, and that's an SM-6 missile.
Thanks for that. General, continue on. Can CENTCOM achieve its objectives against the Houthis and others in the region without using Tomahawks or other weapons that are vital to deter China already in short supply? You touched on that a bit, but if you would expand, please.
Yeah, in a classified session, I can tell you the exact number we used. We can tell you why we used them when we did, but I don't think we fired a Tomahawk missile in any time recently.
Has OSD or the Joint Staff directed CENTCOM to stop or reduce the use of weapons required for China contingency in CENTCOM's ongoing operations against the Houthis?
They have not.
Can you provide this committee with a full list of munitions? I think you may have mentioned that in the confidential setting that CENTCOM has used during operations in the aftermath of the October 7th attack. Would you be willing to share that with us?
Yeah, I'll provide that through the department.
Yeah, thank you. General Langley, I'm very proud of the North Carolina National Guard State Partnership Program. As you mentioned in your written testimony, the North Carolina National Guard recently expanded this program in AFRICOM to include both the Republic of Malawi and the Republic of Zambia, in addition to its current partnership on the African continent with the Republic of Botswana. Can you please provide an update on the state partnership program in AFRICOM, particularly on the new partnership with Malawi and Zambia?
Yes, Senator. This was just talking to General Hokanson, especially at the anniversary last summer. We see that outsized effects of the institution of state partnership programs. I wish we had more, because in competing with our competitors of Russian Federation and the People's Republic of China, they have nothing to match that. So these are assurance actions that really solidifies us as a partner of choice. Other countries see this and they ask when are they going to get their country partnership. So this vastly outweighs some of their rhetoric, and when I say there, I'm talking about the competitors of how they're trying to replicate what we're trying to do, because we already know that within Africa, the Russian Federation wants to establish a ground game that resembles a state partnership program, but it doesn't have the values and doesn't have the values, the democratic values of what we bring, that is the intrinsic values for stability, security, and prosperity with our African partners.
Thank you, General. So how do short-term continuing resolution, CRs, how do they impact the execution of the state partnership program?
They participate in building resiliency and getting on the continent and partnering with them. So there's no new starts. So if they're going to be part of a exercise such as like African Lion, I'm not sure if the Utah National Guard can actually come this year, because that's on this next budget's money that hasn't been appropriated yet.
Thank you both, Chairman.